Hello and welcome in. This is Ryan with West Penn Financial, and we're going to do a quick training on the buyer cost sheet for the AgentOne app. Again, this app was developed through partnership of West Penn Financial, Everest Settlement, and Berkshire Hathaway. You guys are the only ones in the area that I know have this offered to you through a lender. So we want to help you guys get quick, accurate cost sheets to your clients, but we also want you to remember that being a loan officer is definitely complex. We try to make this as easy as possible, but if you need anything, of course, always call me regarding financing options. But again, if you need to get a quick, accurate cost sheet to your buyers, this is the #1 tool that you should be using. You can get it right on the Berkshire Hathaway intranet, or you can download it from the iTunes store or the Google Play store. If you have any questions on how to get the app, just reach out to me. I can also send you a link right over. So I'm on the desktop version just because it's easiest for me to use. You may be on your phone. It may be an iPhone. It may be an Android. It may be an iPhone 10. It may be an Android S22. There's many versions of phones, and some of them may need updated if you haven't updated your phones, or they may look slightly different. If they look slightly different, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. But the main aspect of the app is this main first screen of putting in the proper information. If you guys put in the proper information here, it will calculate properly onto the cost sheet. But there are some items you have to know what you're doing once you get in here to properly put them in. So let's go through line by line. First line here, it will say add address. The app has a system that if you put in the address, it's supposed to pull up and calculate the taxes correctly. I don't trust anything that automatically does taxes. It's very easy in our area to calculate taxes manually. So to be honest, I always ignore this and I never put in the address. If you want to go and put the address in, give it a test, let me know how it works out. Next thing we have to do is you have to select your loan type. You can select all 4 main loan types: conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA, and there's also a cash option in there as well. We're going to stick with conventional because conventional is still about 80–85% of the business we're seeing in the market, so it's by far the most popular loan type. Then what you have to do, this one's easy. You put in the purchase price, whatever the purchase price will be. For this one, we'll put $350,000 for the purchase price. The next box, its preset is 10% down, but as you can see on the left-hand side, you can switch between dollar and percentage. So you can do a straight dollar amount, or if you want to, you can change the percentage to whatever you want. We'll change this one to a 5% down payment. Now, interest rates move daily, multiple times a day actually, and they're different for every single buyer. The interest rate is not going to be the actual interest rate for your client. It's impossible for us to update this to meet every client's needs. So they are going to have to get pre-approved and talk to me to see exactly what their rate is. But we try to keep this rate updated as much as possible. Or if you know what your client's rate will be, you can go and update this yourself. But guys, if I quote a buyer 7.5%, let's say, and you say, well, Ryan, I used 8% on the app. Yes, that may happen just because 8% is an average. It may be a little bit high. Again, we're trying to just give you guys a way to get out a quick, accurate estimate. So if it's a little bit higher, then that's good for an initial estimate because you want to be estimating, higher or accurately. You don't want to be showing too low of figures. So we can keep the interest rate at 8, or let's say we know Ryan already pre-approved the buyer and their rate is 7.5. Next thing we're going to do is the term. The term is preset at 30 years. Most mortgages are 30 years, but you can get mortgages in terms of 5 years under 30. So you can go 25, you can go 20, you can go 15, you can even go 10 as your term of your mortgage, but 30 is the most popular. Miscellaneous is going to be if you're adding or subtracting anything that's not normal, or if you're adding seller assistance, if you're adding an extra cost, if you're adding commission, you would go into the miscellaneous and you would add or subtract from your cost sheet. If you don't have anything at this time, you don't need to go into miscellaneous because we're not going to add or subtract anything. Next thing we have is hazard insurance, which is the same thing as homeowners insurance. This is another item that no one knows their exact homeowners insurance at pre-approval. That's something a buyer is going to call. They're going to call Vince from Everest. They're going to shop around and get their homeowners insurance. And once we get a quote, we can have that updated. For now, we're estimating $100 a month, $1,200 a year. Frankly, homeowners insurance cost has been going up and up and up. So we're just kind of estimating on the higher side, trying again to give us accurate information at the beginning. So this is preset $1,200 for the year, pretty much no matter what the purchase price is. The next box is the annual taxes. Now, we have made this as simplified as possible. All you need to do is do your research, look on the MLS, go to the county and calculate however you're getting your property taxes, put in the full year right here. You don't need to break down the millages. You don't need to do anything else. Just give the full year of taxes right in this box there. HOA, this is only for homeowners association. If you do have an HOA, you can add it here. Again, please be careful on clicking the monthly or the annual button. That can make a pretty big difference in the monthly payment if you don't do that correctly. And the final box that's going to give everyone problems is the total transfer taxes. So again, we all know in our area, there's transfer taxes on every transaction. We have it broken down. As you can see on the right-hand side, you have option for buyer, seller, or split. We have it preset at buyer. We have it preset at 1%. What that means is in most cases, the buyer is paying 1% of the purchase price for their side of the transfer taxes, 0.5% to the local municipality, 0.5% to the state. That gives you the 1% to the buyer. If you wanted to say, well, there's technically 2% for the whole transfer tax, 1% for the buyer, 1% for the seller, you can do 2%. You just have to make sure it then says split, because then you're splitting the transfer taxes between the buyer and seller. You can do it either way, whatever makes yourself feel most comfortable. I'm going to keep it where it says buyer, and I'm going to do it at the 1% there. Okay. Closing date doesn't really matter. They have it in there. I always just leave that for today. And then you're going to hit compute. So if you put the proper numbers into your calculation, it's then going to compute, and it will bring up two very important figures for us: the estimated cash to close and the estimated monthly payment, the two circles you see in the middle of the screen. From here, though, we have to get this information to your client. So if you're on the computer, all you have to do is hit share or print PDF. If you're on your phone, though, there's going to be a little widget in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. It's going to be a box with an arrow coming out of the top. You have to click that box, and then you have to say send full report. So again, if you're on the computer, you click share or print PDF. If you're on the phone, you'll click the upper right-hand widget, which is a box with the arrow coming out of the top. You then click send full report. Once it does that, it will take you to this next screen where you get to choose the type of estimate you want to have. And on the right-hand side, as you can see, I'm going to scroll through and there's 10 or 15 different options, all kind of giving the same information, just changing on how the information will look. Right here, this is the most basic one, so I will choose this one here. This is going to be a very, very, very accurate estimate. At the top, this would be all of your information. It's only my information because this is my app. At the bottom, it always says that rates and fees are provided by West Penn Financial, and that's how we stay compliant. But here is your estimate. It will show you your full monthly payment. It will show you your breakdown and your cash to close. And then down below are all of the estimated closing costs that we have for West Penn Financial and Everest. So that right there is the buyer's estimate on the AgentOne app, presented to you by our local franchise. Again, you guys are the only ones that have options to this. So please take advantage. If you have any questions, please be sure to let me know. Have a great day.